Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be doing a live stream. We have severe weather going on across the Northeast currently, same thing across the Southern Plains as well. We also have to pay attention to the tropics in the Atlantic, and it looks like a tropical depression will likely develop, and that'll be named Arthur. Uh, as of right now, that looks to be, at least the center looks to be missing the East Coast, but some of the outer bands like showers, and there could be some rough waves as well, which we'll be taking a look at that towards the end of the video. But let's first talk about what we have going on right now. We do have a tornado warning currently. This is for portions of New York State. This is just south of Glens Falls, is what it looks like the name of that area is. There's also a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes for Bennington. Right now, Albany is getting hit by this. Um, Other places that will get hit by this will be Pittsville, Springfield, Kenny, Manchester, Concord, Springfield, uh, Hunter. I think I already said that already, but anyways, we do have a tornado warning. We have a Boeing out segment that's likely going to create some damage to winds if I look onto radar scope here. Radar is indicating winds about as strong as 65 to 70 miles per hour. And that's not at the surface, it's just above the surface. But Albany, boy, they're going to get a little bit nasty hit. Looks like winds could be gusting up to 60 miles per hour in this section of the storms right here, but that Boeing segment is something to keep an eye on. In the northern side of that Boeing segment, there is some rotation, but it looks like it's really starting to get disorganized. But I think it'd be safe to say to probably continue that tornado warning because in my recycle, usually on the northern side, bow echoes like this one usually will have some spin ups going on inside of that bow echo, at least on the northern inside. You have some rotation with it. But really, if you're going to be in the Boeing segment, it's going to be like a tornado, basically. Uh, it's like a horizontal tornado. It's going to be moving pretty fast. It's going to have strong winds, likely going to do some damage and power outages there. And also, you can see here there was a tornado warning in looks like I can't tell just west of Hunter. And this thing that's now going away. I'm going to see if there's any rotation with it. It doesn't look like it, but really on this entire line, there's likely going to be some damage winds with that. But if we go back into Texas, which I do not have the radar pulled up for, there are strong severe thunderstorms. It's pretty widespread. That is likely going to be cause some flooding. Um, there's flash flooding issues going on across southern Oklahoma, including Lawton, having some flash flooding issues in even any larger cities I don't see. Midland, Texas is having some flash flooding issues as well. They're in a flash flood warning, and eventually this MCS will well, those line of storms will start to get organized as that dry line starts to get pushed to the east across Texas. So, I do not have radar for it, but I can show you guys the SPC outlook for today. I did make a forecast last night. Um, as I'll show you guys in just a moment, but it does need to be updated. But, anyways, pretty active day out there by the looks from the SPC. You got 2 areas of enhance. You got one across central Texas and 2 southern Oklahoma. Another one across portions of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. There's even a slight gris area in the western Rockies of Colorado, even for the Nebraska Panhandle. Where is the greatest tornado threat? Looks to be up into the interior northeast. Has a greater potential for some tornadic activity, which we currently have a tornado warning up there. But damage to winds will be the primary threat for both of these areas. But down in Texas with that MCS, there's going to be some pretty strong uh, damage and wind gusts will be likely down in Texas. When that MCS starts to get organized, then it'll be it won't be good. But large hail, the best chance for large hail today looks to be west central Texas into very small portions of southern Oklahoma, like Lawton, Big Spring, Duncan, Oklahoma, Alutis, Oklahoma, and Snyder, Texas. We can see very large hail as well for some of those areas. Large hail is possible up across the Northeast, and even for the same situation for Colorado and Nebraska. Now, looking into my outlook here, this is outdated. This needs to be updated here, but I'll show you guys. I've posted this on Twitter. So far, it's doing okay, but the Northeast, I have enhanced risk, damage winds. I even have a chance for maybe a strong tornado. A couple models are showing the possibility for maybe a strong tornado. It's going to be very isolated, kind of small in chance. There can also be some large hail. But down in Texas, there could be some pretty strong gusty winds there, 30% significant. There's also even another area enhanced risk, but that's for the morning. And then you have slight risk over here by Colorado and Kansas. But this here just needs to be updated, but I'm not going to do it right now. But see if you guys have set anything. Doesn't look like it. But let's move on. Let's briefly talk about this tropical system. So the Hurricane Center has an 80% chance of development for the next couple of days and for the next 5 days. This is likely going to develop. This will be tropical depression. If this storm actually forms, it'll be Arthur as the name. This also be the first named storm in the Atlantic hurricane season. Well, it's not the season yet. The season begins June 1st. And this will be kind of following along the East Coast, but just off pretty much. And I'll show you guys that. It's going to be a little bit off your screen there. I should probably move it to the southeast. That might be. We'll see if we can get a better look at it and see. So this is the NAM Nest model here. If we can get it. And there's going to be mowers going on in the background. Okay, it's not even better, but we'll at least get Florida and Georgia. But as you can see here, your storm starts to get organized. This is just off the coast, just from like Dayton. There's your MCS right here. That's early in the morning. It looks like it dies before it gets to Dallas, but anyways, you can see how it starts to spin like that. For right now, Georgia and maybe even South Carolina, you guys looks to be fine. The only problem you have is rough waves. That's going to be the main issue from this system. You're going to have rough waves along the coast. Now, however, North Carolina can have some more impacts. They can have some showers up there, and the waves could be a little bit more rougher as that center of the storm gets closer, but it's not going to be a direct hit. It should be staying off the coast, so we're going to move our view. And here's your system right here. Now, I highly doubt there's going to be an eye here. This ball's going a little bit crazy with an eye for the past couple runs, but we highly doubt that for sure. Let's go to a different website. We'll go to Windy here. It has wave height as well, but here's your system right here. So this is the European model, so this is sustained winds. Looks like it has two areas of circulation, so your main one should be right here. 30 miles per hour, 33. So more of a strong tropical depression. Now the chances of this becoming a hurricane is extremely low. I do not see this becoming a hurricane, but there's a chance, a small chance this might become a tropical storm. And it kind of sits there too. It doesn't really intensify that much. Looks like it can stay as a tropical depression. But if we turn on the waves here, so this is the wave height for it. And as you can see here, so this is high in the waves. So let's go about Myrtle Beach, for example. Waves could be as high as 4 feet. Now, if we continue to 4 a.m., as it kind of starts to get a little closer to the North Carolina coast, it's a little higher, a little closer to 5 feet. Now, as the storm really starts to gain a little bit of intensity as it kind of moves away, you can see the waves could be as high as 10 feet, but Hamilton or Bermuda, you guys should be fine by this. And there's also going to be a trough coming in. This will be a cutoff low, so the storm's not going to be able to do much. I would say that, but if we go back to rain and thunder here, that's from a different system, but there could be a lot of rain going on for portions of the northeast there. But as you can see here, some showers might be able to make it North Carolina coast. That'll be something we'll keep an eye on. But here's the rainfall amounts for the next 3 days or so. Let's go to the next 5 days here. Here's your outer band, so it might get to uh, some portions of North Carolina. Maybe as high, I would say, as half an inch uh, for some areas. If we move on to the GFS, it's actually a little bit close. That might be slower. Let's see. Yeah, it's showing to be a little bit slower, so we're gonna watch this. It's also having a much closer actually to the coast. So let's take a look into the waves here, and it does have it. So showing some pretty high waves near the low pressure, 13 feet. But if we get a little closer to shore, about 5 to 6 feet high waves. So there's gonna be rough waves out there either way. Be anywhere from 4 to 6 feet is probably going to be your best. Then your low pressure moves out of the way. Here's your main circulation. There's another, that's a cutoff low. But let's take a look at those rainfall amounts there. Next 10 days, really up to a half an inch at best, I would say. I think Myrtle Beach is going to have a pretty close call, but anywhere from Wilmington's up here. So Myrtle Beach is here. Really, Myrtle Beach, at least a little bit south of Myrtle Beach is south, or between Daytona Beach, you guys should be fine. It's really between Myrtle Beach and maybe including just a little south of Virginia Beach has to watch this, and same thing for Daytona Beach to down to Miami. We'll have to watch this closely. That'd be the better chances of impacts from this system or tropical system. Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. You have to have waves on here. At least the estimation forecasted there. But yeah, we'll see. Let's go back to severe weather. So we're gonna use the HER model as our future radar. We'll start off with the northeast. So as you can see here, so far it's not looking to have not really doing a good job with this. Is we don't really have any supercell activity. Um, Across the northeast. However, there is a cell just west of Waterbury, Massachusetts. Oh yeah, by the way, the tornado warning has expired, so we currently have no tornado warnings for right now. But we still have a pretty nasty Boeing segment for what I was talking about there. So there's still gonna be very strong winds with it. Actually, the model's actually picking up with that. It's this area right here, so it's picking up on it. Just a little bit further to the north. As you can see there, the storm should be offshore by past midnight. Yeah, on that, let's move our selector view to the southern Great Plains. We take a look into the MCS potential, and that's a lot of rain for southern Oklahoma, so they're definitely getting quite a few inches of rain. But as you can see here, there's your MCS that will develop across central Texas here. So we kind of continue on. It might come back up again across southern Texas. That'll be something to watch there. And then it moves offshore. It might try to get the coast, Gulf Coast of Louisiana, but we will see about that. And we'll take a look into the supercell composite as well. The better chance supercells, what we're looking into is kind of along the Texas-Oklahoma state lines. That's really what the SPC has it. Yet really, the best way to look at it is the hail parameter, which is about right here, anywhere from like Blue Box and Midland to Fort Steele and Lawton. And let's move back here. So as we kind of continue on here for the next couple hours, the supercell composite will diminish. So really, after midnight supercell, we should not see any supercells. Looks like there might be some supercell activity across over Texas, but that's really for the next outlook here, which we'll take a look into that. So let's take a look at day 2. So there's a marginal risk across eastern Texas into western Louisiana. Another area of marginal risk for northern Missouri, southern Iowa, central Illinois, and northeastern Kansas. The tornado threat, there's a low-end tornado threat across Iowa into Illinois. Damage winds and hail will also be there as well. Now, that severe weather threat across the north does move it to day 3, which is Sunday. There's a marginal risk for severe storms across southern Michigan, eastern Illinois to all of Indiana and Ohio, and even for portions of Kentucky. Could we see a slight risk on this day or any of these days? I think it's definitely possible for Texas to see a slight risk for tomorrow, but Sunday, however, it's definitely possible. We'll take a look into a couple of models on that day. So let's take a look in the Midwest. If you guys do have any questions, you go in and put in the chat. Wrong model here, so let's move into the NAM nest. We can also look into forecast soundings as well. I can see that changing on Sunday. Definitely see it, but let's focus on to tomorrow. And as you can see, there could be some quite a bit of thunderstorm activity across Iowa there. There could be a couple of supercells there as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But as we move on into the next Sunday, looks like we're going to have to watch this round here pretty closely. Across Kentucky and Indiana, especially Indiana, showing a little bit of updraft helicity there. So there could be a tornado threat across Indiana. Definitely a possibility there. And this squall one here can contain damage winds. Now, excuse me, and there's another line that happens behind that as well. Some updraft helicity up into Illinois. So really more in the way of scattered activity for severe weather. Looks like some areas could see multiple rounds, so I would not doubt to see a slight risk because of the amount of thunderstorms. There's even a few storms out there having some updraft helicity, which it kind of increases the hail threat and for tornadoes. So Sunday looks to be an interesting day. Your low pressure system is up in Wisconsin and Minnesota around the same time, but that should be moving to the southeast, and then it'll start to stall out over the Appalachian Mountains and can cause some flash flooding issues across Pennsylvania. But yeah, that'll be something to watch there. The supercell composite's not really that impressive, but I cannot rule out at least for a supercell out there. But we can take a look to updraft helicity swaths here. That's from tonight, right there. And as you can see here, the amount of these swaths here of updraft holistic greens is not that bad. When you get into the yellows, that'd be something to watch it. That might be um, a supercell that might be able to produce a tornado, but that's a lot of updraft holistic swaths. So I'll say Indiana will really have to watch this. Probably the better chance for a cyclist would be across Indiana, might stretch it to northern Kentucky, and even for western Ohio. Might be the area to keep an eye on the cyclists, but this might get expanded, but we will see there. But let's see. How's Connecticut looking this evening? So, Connecticut. So for Connecticut, let's move into the Northeast. So take a look at her. So for right now, for Connecticut, you'll see some thunderstorms later in the day. Um, Chance for a strong or severe thunderstorm is definitely possible still. You might be able to see a couple cells like this is for the next 3 hours. The HER is starting to indicate some cells that might develop that might become strong or severe. But so really the severe weather threat is not over yet. And you do have a squall line coming in, which I'll show you guys the radar. And this squall line might try to expand southward, which I should need to refresh this because that's old. As you can see there, I have that Boeing 7 trail continuing across, I believe that's southern Vermont. But really, on the northern end of Connecticut, like Hartford, Torrington, those places like that, has a pretty good, have a better chance of severe weather than any other areas. There's also a shower coming in from southern New York State. Looks like it's dying down. But really, the entire state, really almost the entire state of Massachusetts got to watch for the squall line here. So we'll stop there. So really, the areas to watch for with the squall line here will be anywhere in this, really anywhere in these areas here in this red box I'm going to create. So really, any areas in this red box here, even close for at least for northern Connecticut, most of Massachusetts and several Vermont and New Hampshire, even for Rhode Island, has a better chance for severe storms for tonight. If you're in southern Connecticut, you guys should be. I think guys probably might be able to say severe weather, strong thunderstorm free, but we'll see about that. You guys down here will have a lesser chance for severe storms tonight. And SPC outlook for that day for most of Connecticut's in a slight risk of what they have covered, but the Connecticut Atlantic coast is in a marginal risk. So hopefully that answers your question, Corey Anderson. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end it here. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this live stream. If you guys did like this live stream, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys are watching this video, if you have any questions, you can put in the comment section down below. I will answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.